I watched the show very closely. To me, it feels like it's a bit of the News Corp Murdoch family, maybe sprinkled in with some Disney. Did you do any research or talk to any of these executives for this role?
No, I had one strange incident, though, when I was in London, because I spend my time going back and forth, where I was in a cafe and this gentleman tapped me on the shoulder and said, "We're enjoying the show." He said, it's really great. We really love it, but my wife has a little difficulty with it at times. And I says, "Why is that?" "Well, her name is Elizabeth Murdoch."
There you go.
So that was that. But no, I mean, it's a kind of amalgam. Jesse wrote this treatment for a play. He actually wrote a play about Rupert Murdoch, and Frank Rich steered him towards the Roys.
It feels more, in a way, like the family is, from what I've seen of it, the Dow Jones family before Murdoch bought it, because they were kind of, you have the brother who kind of doesn't do anything, and no offense to that brother if he's watching the show. when they came to you and you read the script, did you?
Well, no, I didn't read the script.
Or when you looked at the pitch,
I had a treatment because they didn't have a script.
Did you or your agent have any idea that it was going to become arguably the hottest show in the United States?
No, we had no idea. I mean, we did, even in the first series, it took a while to get going. But I think that's because I was ill in character for a lot of the first series, so I wasn't quite present. So by the second series, Logan as well. In fact, I originally was only supposed to do one series. I had a conversation with both Adam McKay, who directed the first episode, and Jesse. And Adam McKay was in L.A., Jesse was in Italy. And I said, so it's a one-series part. And there was this silence you could cut. And they said, oh, no, it'll be on more than one series.
This is interesting because you're doing Broadway right now.
I am.
Television.
I am.
Movies.
I am.
All these different formats of acting and all of these different distribution platforms now.
Yeah.
What has changed for you having content distributed in different ways with streaming now? Does that change the way you look at accepting parts?
I think streaming, I mean, it could get excessive. So I think the book is not closed on streaming. We need to see where it's going, but it's very good. I mean, people really, excuse me, people really do binge watch, and they love binge watching. It seems to become part of the culture now.
But HBO, Brian, is not going to allow people to do that. They've said they're going to roll it out weekly.
Yeah, but
as an actor who spent months doing these shows.
Yeah, but you can still binge watch because you get it on demand. I mean, you miss a show and you miss a few episodes, then you can actually watch it on demand.
Do you like that as an actor?
It doesn't bother me. I mean, I worry more about the cinema than I worry about television. I think cinema is more unhealthy. I'm a kind of with Scorsese about what's happening in the cinema that's dominated by certain kind of movies.
How so?
Well, because certain kind of movies don't really get their shot. I mean, you've got multiplexes, so you've got 4 of them showing the Avengers or what have you. And then there's that one cinema that everybody else is fighting for. So I think cinema's in more problematic than television. I think television actually is very healthy. Anyway, I need to talk about my show, which I'm going to be doing any minute now.
I was just going to say that The Great Society is obviously based on Lyndon B. Johnson in history, and it seems like there have been so much interest in stories about real people and real characters, even if you look at the movies that have been the most nominated in recent years for Academy Awards.
Well, I think this is why this Robert Shankin's play is so good, because it really addresses, you guys, excuse me, I'm British, actually I'm Scottish, but you guys don't address your history very much. You're not very good at your history, and your immediate history particularly. And what is important about this play is to see what an extraordinary man Lyndon Johnson was and how he was destroyed by Vietnam, which was part of his own fault, but also that he managed to get through civil rights, voting rights, education, poverty programs. The thing he had in his first day, he passed 104 bills.
We're talking today about Medicare for All because of Elizabeth Warren rolling out her plan.
That's right.
Lyndon Johnson signed it in.
Absolutely.
But he was an incredibly complex individual, stubborn, bullheaded.
He had to be.
You think so? He had to.
Of course he had to be, to deal with
Do
that.
presidents have to be?
Yeah, but no, but if you're dealing with the Kennedy legacy, and let's face it, he inherited everything from Kennedy, and he kept them going. I mean, he was very loyal to them. When he could have got, I mean, McNamara was around a long time and pushing, and Washburn were pushing the Vietnam thing quite strongly. So, he was up against a lot.
So you're up there every night with The Great Society on Broadway. The reviews have been spectacular, by the way.
Thank you.
It's the in-person experience, getting to see Brian Cox up close like we are. Mm-hmm. Do you think there's some world in the future where Broadway is streamed live? I know there's some people trying it. Would that be good to expose more people?
Well, I think we have it in the UK. I don't know if you have it here. So we do have certain productions which go to. Well, actually, you do have it here because where I live.
They're building it out slowly.
Yeah, so you can stream shows to like Massachusetts or what have you from Broadway, or I live up in Hillsdale, New York, so you can have stuff flown up there. It does work. It can work. And I can see it. As long as one thing feeds the other. It's the growth factor, keep it growing, and you keep it growing by keep fitting it.
And content is king, no matter what the platform or the distribution.
Well, Lyndon Johnson, it was great to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
I think you're quite busy today, so we're going to have to let you go. Get to work. Brian Cox, thank you very much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much. Take care.